Welcome to the Mountain Gardener with Ken Lain. Gardening in the mountains is different. Listen to Ken's tips, tricks, and garden shortcuts guaranteed to make your gardens more beautiful than ever this year. Now for better advice that works locally, welcome your host, Ken Lain.
So the fall flowers are arriving, the first big crop of mums, asters, pansies, phlox, all those autumn flowers. There's a whole season for you folks from the more tropical areas, Southern California, Phoenix, Tucson, Palm Springs, those areas. You're not used to autumn. Here, it's a bright, showy, it's almost like a decoration season. And so it's kind of fun. Some of your summer plants, spring plants especially, have faded. They're like, oh, they're looking rangy and mangy and old. I'm starting to pull those things out. If they had mildew or any kind of bug issues, I'm pulling those things out. I'm looking to make holes in my flower beds so that I can introduce some pansies. I can introduce mums and asters, all these autumn colors. They're brighter and they're bigger, they're showier than some of your spring plants. They're big and bold. A mum is spectacular. And here in the mountains of Arizona, they're a true perennial. So back in the East Coast, Midwest, mums are sold in the fall like an annual. You use them for the season, you have 3-4 months, and then you throw them away. You just like a poinsettia or some of these other plants. It's an ornament that you keep out there that's blooming, and then you're getting rid of them because they don't come back very well, at least. Here they do. And then in Phoenix, some of the other areas, the hotter areas, the deserts, they're treated like an annual. You enjoy them for the fall season, and then you throw them away because they're not going to take that summer heat. But right here at the elevation of the mountains of Arizona, we're in a sweet spot. Here they do come back. They are perennial. And so there's really two kinds of mums you're going to find in the marketplace. More the Phoenix growers, those are greenhouse grown mums. So if you're at Trader Joe's or the grocery store, these are floral grade types of mums. They're big, they're showy, they're nice, they're bright colors. Sometimes they're spray painted, they get kind of weird with it. But for gardeners, folks tuned into this show, you don't want those. You want a perennial, truly outdoor grown mum. So it's used to the sun, it's used to our environment, the water. It's grown outdoors for outdoors. So they're a perennial mum. So your garden centers are going to grow. I don't know about box stores because they got supply chains all over the place, but your local mom and pop type of garden center or nursery in your neighborhood, they're going to have a perennial mum. These are going to bloom very similarly, lots and lots of colors to choose from. Of course, orange, yellow, reds, those are the most popular because they're kind of colors of fall. They kind of scream, pumpkins and lattes out there. And so, but there's so many others, purples and all kinds of colors. So they're a perennial mum. And so we've been growing these since last spring. We cut them back. They were going to bloom. We pinched off all of the flowers back in summer. Now they're reflushy, so they're even fuller than they were. And now we get them to bloom on the autumn cycle. So when you plant them out in the yard, so if just say you enjoy them by the front door through Halloween, now you're going to go put it out in the gardens out there. What I find is my chrysanthemums or mums, they almost bloom twice at least at this Central Highlands area. So this Sedona, Camp Verde, Cottonwood, Jerome, Prescott Valley, Chino, of course, and then all the way on the other side, Kirkland's, Hillside, the Skull Valley, these areas. Here they bloom twice. What they'll do is they'll flush, and then they'll bloom like late summer. Then they'll get done blooming, and then they flush another set of growth. They almost double down. They have another extended growth, and they'll bloom a second time. Now, if you want to force them to bloom all at once in the fall, you just simply shear off those buds of late summer. That'll force them to reset, start blooming, setting new flower buds. and they'll bloom again on this natural autumn cycle. That's what we've done with our mums here at the garden center. We pruned off that summer flower so that we could have them for this showy fall autumn. For my personal ones at my house, I just let them bloom twice. They aren't quite as showy either time, but I'd rather have a mum bloom 2 times for me than to have just really over the top in the fall. I'll buy another gallon mum for $10, whatever. Have another one at the front door. So those are mums. There's greenhouse grown and there's outdoor, just out in the, basically on landscape fabric outdoors. So they're exposed. So the flowers are going to be hardier than a greenhouse grown. As soon as you try to transplant that greenhouse grown mum, let's say from the grocery store, it's almost not worth the energy. They'll never live up to your expectations of the gardens. You want a garden mum for the garden, not a greenhouse grown floral mum for the garden. They just don't work. I know it's confusing, but anyway, there's 2 places they're grown, and it tricks people. And then they aren't successful. And they're going, oh, I'm not a very good gardener. Well, that's because you were sold the wrong thing. So many times you're sold, it's not you, it's them. They sold you the wrong plant. And so you wanted it to keep going for years to come. Mums should grow 10 years or more, coming back every year, a true perennial from the roots. Asters are also available. Now, pansies just came in. So the first crop of pansies. This is one that I find newbies tend to wait too long. And so pansies, you want to get in the ground early. And so you want to get them before you'll be tempted to leave them till November. I'll wait till all my summer plants are killed by the frost. Then I'll put pansies in. Well, that's fine. Pansies will do great. They'll grow like that, but they won't be thick and full right through winter. So here, at this elevation, they will bloom literally right through winter. They're amazing little plants, and it's unique. So the Midwest, they get cold and they freeze and then they die. In the summer areas, let's say Phoenix, they plant them real late and then they burn out for you really quick. They just don't come back. They don't keep going. Here, it's one of the few plants that just are so robust. They've got so much antifreeze in them that they'll actually keep growing, keep blooming for you. I mean, January, they've got flowers on them. They're just amazing. The secret is you want to get them rooted and full. So by Thanksgiving, whenever that real cold just settles in, the plants kind of freeze frame. They'll stay, whatever the size that is, that's how big they're going to stay through Valentine's, mid-February somewhere. And so you kind of want to get them in the ground so they have time to plump up, get full, set those flowers on them. Whereas if you waited another month and a half till Halloween or whatever, so the frost is coming, the ground is starting to cool off, and they'll still grow, but not as quickly as they will right now. So I'm looking for holes in my containers. I want pansies or those winter bloomings, Johnny jump ups, violas. There's a whole series of winter blooming flowers. I want to have some of those closer to the house so that in the winter, it's January, it's snowing outside, I can sip my tea, look outdoors and go, yeah, I planned that one right. Look at my pansies. They're beautiful out there, blooming in the snow. Can you believe those guys? I just love those winter blooming flowers. I want some things closer so that I can enjoy that. It's just that heart of a gardener is something to look forward to. And again, it's all about putting them in early. Put them in so they have time to root out, time to fill in and load up with flowers. I find that folks wait too long to plant those flowers. And so they're waiting until the rest of their gardens are dead. Then they replace them. Now that's too late for them to get from, 6-pack size up to, I want them to look like a mum size. So pansies, get them in early. The fall colored flowers are coming in. Vegetables are coming in. So that's lettuce, spinach, artichokes, broccoli, cauliflower, all those leafy type of, you put those in same way, early. If a tomato stops producing fruit, get that thing out of there, put the broccoli or the cauliflower in. So you got we call it square foot gardening. So you're just trying to get that rotation in there. So don't at this time of year, be impatient with plants that don't fertilize them and wait for them to bloom again. Just rip them out of there, put some winter color in. It'll be a game changer for the next 6 months in your gardens. Got more for you right after this.
Whether you're freshening up an existing landscape or starting with a blank slate, the Waters In-Store Garden Consultation is right for anyone.
If you don't know where to start, Waters' personal shopper service allows you to book one-on-one time with an expert without the crowds.
It's easy by phone or through our website. No lines, no waiting.
Purchase a $250 gift card from Waters, and it comes with one-on-one private gardener time.
You're going to love your yard again.
Waters Garden Center in Prescott or watersgardencenter.com.
You're listening to local garden expert Ken Lain, the owner of Waters Garden Center. He can be found throughout the week at Waters Garden Center, located in Prescott at 1815 Iron Springs Road. Thanks for tuning in to The Mountain Gardener.
If you enjoy this show and would like to hear more, please subscribe to The Mountain Gardener, wherever you like to listen to podcasts. And if you'd like even more garden tips, tricks, and helpful advice, please check out my website at watersgardencenter.com for classes, videos, and more, or my online garden center at top10plants.com. Throughout the week, Lisa and I can be found here at Waters Garden Center in Prescott.